Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay. We're out here in the fucking cold because we're homeless and no one loves us.
Damn, it's cold as fuck. Actually, you've never seen me wearing a hoodie, but guess what? Eminem said, hey.
My goddamn children's asleep. In my home.
The fucking children.
In my house, when my children play with their toys. That's Al Pacino, The Godfather Part 2. It comes at night.
Ooh.
Just like Jay, when no one wants it. It comes at night.
You know what? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
This is the spoiler review. We're gonna spill all the beans about all the shit that you thought was gonna happen in this movie and doesn't actually happen in this movie, but it still ends up being a great fucking movie, but also very depressing at the end.
Fucking fantastical.
Jesus Christ! It gets
listen,
in your
guys.
bones.
After this movie, I finally felt what Jenny felt like when she was surrounded by drugs and alcohol and heroin, and she almost threw herself off the balcony.
Well, why don't you go back to Greenbow, Alabama?
I will later. It gets in your bones, Sheriff, and it won't let go. Okay, you don't get to see, you know, dilapidated buildings or the skyscrapers that have fallen down.
You see the fucking woods.
You see a brawny man that's trying to take care of his wife and his child. And he's a woodsman. What the fuck was that?
It's just a kitty cat, man.
And
it's just a cat.
It scared me a bit, but not really. It was a pussy. But the problem is there is a plague that's decimated humanity. It's like there's no supernatural element to it. It's more about paranoia, who you can trust, who you can't trust, and this really contained story.
The door was already open when you got there.
Joel Edgerton's a badass actor, and him in a horror movie sounds great, but it's not totally a horror movie like you might think. This is a spoiler review, so we can say this finally. It comes at night, plus the trailer and the fucking red door and all the stuff you saw. You might have thought monsters, fucking demons,
boogery
boogers, monsters, girls with STDs, anything that you're scared of. The Kool-Aid Man is gonna come at night and bring you to
oh yeah!
Yeah!
Oh yeah!
It's time to get some plague up in you.
Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid here, bringing you fun.
You found a cool fucking, if you really think about it, this could technically be the same guy from Warrior. Because he's a history teacher.
He is.
He mentions that he's a teacher, and in Warrior he was a teacher, so this is what happened.
But he's a history teacher.
In the future.
So now we know what happened after he won the fucking tournament.
You lose this fight, you lose your home. He didn't lose his home, he lost the world.
But then he was waiting for Tom Hardy to come around, was like, where's your fucking cock?
You in the cool?
You ain't no brother of me.
You know me?
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
It is about survival. It is about how far you will go to protect the ones you love, and what is too far, what's too extreme, and should we bond together in this really bad hardship that we're all going through, or just protect the ones you fucking love. And you know, I gotta go with option A. Fuck you and your fucking do-rag. I gotta protect my kid and my wife.
Please, there's people here right now could use your help.
Fuck y'all.
Like, you want to side with Joel Edgerton, but he does some shit that's fucked up in the movie. Like, ultimately what happens is they get the family back, and you guys have seen it, hopefully, so you know. They try to live together, but paranoia takes over. And when you're, I love this scene, because when you're talking about your kids, like, people can get along in a certain way. Like, I can get along with a stranger, but when someone even questions my kid, I no longer am playing in fair territory. When you talk about my kids, I'm like psychopath.
Oh yeah, here comes Kool-Aid, here comes Kool-Aid, I'm gonna save the day.
I get crazy, and they do that in this. When there's a moment that comes up, the dog escapes, the dog comes back, and no one knows who opened the door. The door's sitting open, the special red door, and there's an argument because Joel Edgerton's son found the other dude's son sleepwalking. He was asleep in the room and put him in his room. So no one knows whether or not Joel Edgerton's kid opened the door or the other kid did. So now there's paranoia and there's some butthurt and anger, and I get that. So they decide we're gonna separate the families. We're gonna go live in 2 different rooms for just a couple days to sort it out. And you could tell that Will is a little bit butthurt about it. He's like, you know what, fuck you, my kid didn't do this shit. And the audience doesn't know either. We know that the one kid's telling the truth, but we still don't know what happened. So it's really fucking tense and exciting and scary. They go live in the other rooms, and then when that one kid wakes up, he can hear everything in the house from this one room.
He's kind of a pervy, though. He's pervy.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. But I mean, you gotta imagine, growing up in a post-apocalyptic setting,
that's still pervy.
He's never gonna have sex with a girl.
Yeah,
he wants to.
You can still do that.
But he's never gonna find one.
I think that it was through the kid's eyes. You know, because it focuses a lot on that kid. Because at the very beginning of the movie, they got to put down his grandfather. you know, he got infected.
Skid marks.
Obviously, I was not correct.
The red door. It's the only way in and out of the house. It stays closed and locked all the time. I have the keys. It's the only set.
So he hears what's going on downstairs after they've separated. He hears what's going on downstairs. He hears the family screaming and crying. And you're heartbroken as a guy watching this because you just know that poor fucking kid has got the sickness or whatever. He's down with the sickness. He's got the ooh-ahs. And seriously, like it's heartbreaking in the movie because you hear this family crying and it's like I could not fucking imagine. So he puts on the gas mask and they tell their kid, they're like, we got to go do what we got to do because you've never seen people be desperate. They're going to want to leave. They're going to want to take half of our shit, and then when they run out, they're gonna have no other option but to come back and try to kill us and take our shit. So we don't know, are they going to go kill them? That's kind of what they're hinting at, and it's really fucking sad and questionable, but that's what they do. And that's what this movie's great at, is putting you in questionable situations and saying, what would you do? He goes downstairs, and finally, Will gets sick of his shit, turns the gun on him, because he tries to get in the house, and he's like, my kid's not fucking sick. Now, here's where the movie gets a little topsy-turvy. Not in a bad way, but in a questionable way, because you're like, he makes Joel Edgerton's character take off the mask. He pulls him in by gunpoint and he says, no, take off your mask. My kid's not fucking sick. Nobody's sick here. When, as an audience, you're kind of led to believe that the kid is sick.
Yeah, I think he is sick.
Yeah, they never prove, they never show it, you know, so you don't know.
That was the magic of the movie, though, that you never really knew whose side you were going to be on because it just left it so vague.
I thought maybe he's not. Maybe he actually didn't have it, or he's scared or whatever it is. And maybe... fucking Joel Edgerton's character is shown to be so crazy and like controlling this whole time. Maybe they just want to go back to their home and they want to take half this shit and they really do just want to be done with it. And the kid's not sick, he's just scared of Joel Edgerton's character, because who knows. But either way, the family ends up in a standoff, and it ends up in like, you go so far to protect your family that you end up doing the wrong thing. They end up outside in a scuffle. This dude is beating the fuck out of Joel Edgerton's character. He looks like he's trying to kill him. What bothers me about what Joel Edgerton did in that moment, that I was like, that was kind of a dick move. I get it, but I don't think it was necessary, is that his wife shoots Will because it looks like he's going to kill him. I get why she did that, but Will's probably going to die now. The woman picks up her kid, sick or not, and tries to run away into the woods. And Joel Edgerton's character, he's freaked out.
He tells him to stop.
And he tells him to stop, but he chases him down and he fires a bullet. I don't see the need. Personally, I wouldn't have fired the bullet because... okay, maybe if Will was still alive, that family could have been a threat to them. They could have came back and killed them and stole their food. But now it's just it's a woman and a kid. Like, if they're sick, let them go be sick. Like, you didn't have to shoot.
I think the reason why he did that for Hannity is that...
fuck you, Combs.
I think that the reason why he did that is because even if they were or were not sick, he did not want them going out to the edge of the forest and finding another group, hooking up with them and saying, hey, there's a abandoned or another house with all this food and water.
There's a lot of ifs to kill a woman and a child.
But, yeah, it is, but you know, what would you do at the end of the world? It's apocalypse and your kid's life is in fucking jeopardy.
Well, that's the question of the day then. Would you have done it or not?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a kid, so I can't say that. I've done it for me.
You would have... wow, that's fucked up. That's 7 different kinds of fucked up.
I wouldn't do it.
Reznor?
I would never, like, I don't know. I mean, if I had a kid, though...
I never want to be with you in a foxhole.
If I had a fucking kid... you never know. If I had a kid, yes, without a doubt. I would kill any threat to my fucking family. Without a kid... I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven and have a hot dog or some shit. Like,
I have kids. So I could never have killed a kid, no matter what. I couldn't have done.
No, you didn't. He didn't know he killed the kid.
I know he didn't mean to kill the kid.
He shot her.
What was the next step?
Well, he shot her.
The kid is who he assumes is sick. So what's the next step? I mean, he fired the gun.
Maybe do what he did at the very beginning of the movie and tie him to a tree and just let him fucking die out.
That's even more fucked up in a weird
Well, I don't fucking know.
I'll just let him go, man. I feel like that's the right thing to do. But
and infect other people.
But I think that's the point. He's so overcome with paranoia that I think he does the wrong thing in that situation. He does fire.
But was he sick?
He didn't kill the kid. He didn't mean to kill the kid, but he did. That was the first shot.
You know,
and then the woman sitting there crying, and I can almost sense, like, in a way, Joel Edgerton almost just wanted to put her out of her misery.
I think
he felt so fucking bad. He just wanted to put her out of her misery.
Well, he also looked at it like she was already sick. Both families were sick because they had been exposed to each other. So at that point, everybody's fucking sick. Because Will does ultimately die. He did get sick. Yeah. So it also leads to me to believe that the little boy was also sick because he helped him.
Yeah, I think it was.
So everybody was fucked. Everybody had been contaminated at that point. And the very end of the movie is just Joel Edgerton looking at his wife and they stare at each other, and the movie ends because they both realize we've lost our son. We both are fucking going to be sick probably, and you know there's only one way this is going to end.
I feel like the movie left a little hanger on there that I don't think that you saw, or maybe I saw it and it wasn't really there.
What?
One way or the other is that whenever their son would have one of these fucked up dreams, which is what has led people to think that there's more supernatural effects going on in the trailers. There's not, but. Whenever he has one of these dreams, they show him for a second and he closes his eyes and then it's a dream sequence. They kind of did that when he goes to the bathroom and tries to throw up. There's no blood, nothing comes out.
Yeah, but dude,
he's not sick.
I know, but I think he was sick.
Right, but this is where we see it a little bit differently. Maybe is that I think he closed his eyes then, and the next thing you know, is it a dream sequence or not? The mom's sitting over him and she looks sick and she's saying it's okay, you can let go, just like she did to the dad, and then. Next shot you see he's walking towards the red door, which you can almost see the red door as like the facing of your fears, like everything you're scared of is on the other side. The kid was scared of dying, however you want to see that. Yeah. But you see the kid walking to the red door with the lantern,
the Green Lantern,
and then you see Joel Edgerton and his wife sitting at the table. But here's the thing, Joel Edgerton's still covered in blood. That could have easily been a scene of them sitting at the table dealing with the fact that he just killed a woman and a child. So that's the question.
Well,
did they all die from the sickness, or did the kid dream that?
I think that he dreamed him walking towards the red door and stepping through it as a means of acceptance. You know, the red door always signified death to him. So he walked through the red door, accepted his fate, because his mom's saying, just let go, it's going to be okay. And then he died. And then the last shot of them looking at each other is probably like, we're both going to die now. We lost our son, we both are infected, this is going to happen. It was a very, very downtrodden movie. It's a very, very depressing ass movie, and at the end of it, there's no true resolution except that everybody fucking died. Everybody dies.
Probably.
I think they did.
I think there's a tiny little glimmer of hope that kid was dreaming.
Look, I want Joel Edgerton to survive and do round 2 with Koba, and Warrior. But look, I mean, I think they all died. It's
you're right.
It's a very, very, very depressing movie.
If you put a gun to my head, I'd say that you were right. But I took it as that there's a back door there that kid could have been dreaming that part. So that's up for question. What do you guys think? You guys obviously saw it. If you're watching this, comment down below. Let us know. What did you guys think about the movie? Were you disappointed that it wasn't like a super horror fucking monster movie, or were you like I was and just fucking impressed at the fucking way that this film was shot? I give it a 9 out of 10.
9 for me.
I thought it was unsettling. It was dark. It was depressing. It was fucking depraved, and it had a lot to say.
And I like the fact that it's contained, and I like the fact that it stayed within this home with these people and their interactions with this other group of family members and how that bounces off each other.
Yeah.
I thought that was phenomenally done, and this director was a great director, and I hope to see more from him. I think he did a really, really good job with this.
I do too. The only thing I'll say about it is that it was so scary the way it was shot and tense that imagine if there was something in those fucking woods.
I would have had a heart attack.
How scary would that have been? Like it almost feels like but what if you guys did just pull something out?
I would have done it. I would have done it.
Probably would have ruined it.
I would have
maybe
done a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. I would have shit, pissed, and vomited at the same time.
Shit, pissed,
it was bad.
Fuck, cocksucker, motherfucker, all over
so
the
much
place.
stuff.
So comment down below with your thoughts. We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some fucking wham up in you.
God damn, guys, don't come at night. Fuck.
Come in an afternoon delight.
We watched a movie. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie.